Jennifer Graham. My son was murdered in December 2021. What I would like to address is the lack of accountability in behavioral health court, re-entry health court, and all the programs associated with that. Thank you. So with us, it was a tragedy that was just waiting to happen on both ends. From my son being murdered, with my son being murdered with mental health issues, and then the person who killed him also had those issues. And our services are just not connected, and there's just no accountability. And that's the most frustrating. You know, I've taken over by trying to distribute to the encampments on 42nd and 45th, and to get any kind of response from these agencies. I started calling in November and didn't get a call back until January. And I agree with you as far as having programs when people get out. There's just no way to get to the second step. And it's just a series of ball dropping. We just can't get to the next step when people don't have enough to eat or even a blanket, as frustrating as that is for a lot of people to hear. And I always have socks and shoes in my car. There's people walking around with no shoes on who have double wristbands, which means they've just got let out of a mental hospital. And I would actually love to see the agencies provide a van with simple services or food or whatever you need to kind of get to step 2. Because going to behavioral health court and all these agencies that we hire and fund, we're not holding them accountable. And that's what was clearly happening with my son. My son died with $7,500 in his payee account. That should have been distributed. Thank you.
We're all very, very glad for your loss. That's tragic, and our condolences and our deep sympathies. At any time, if anybody in a situation or knows of anybody in a situation where they're contacting one of the county agencies, county health services, mental health services, drug dependency, outreach, or what have you, and you're not getting a call back from this county agency that you're logically calling, please let my office know right away.
You don't respond!
If it's another part of town, let that council member's district office know, because I or my staff, we contact the different county agencies when we hear about these situations. If we don't hear about it, we really don't know. So please let us know when these things happen. Next, go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Carly Hunt, and I'm obviously a young mom living in the neighborhood, and I've heard recently about a bunch of young women who have been assaulted and stolen from. And so I come here just, I'm sort of always looking over my shoulder, making sure that I'm safe, making sure that my daughter's safe, and I don't want to be naive about the level of support we need as a community and the level of things that we need to, cut the violence. But I do wonder if there are some best practices for environmental design and architectural sort of community spaces, things that we can do as neighbors, as community members to change the space that we're living in, the lights, things that we can actually take action on now and in the short term that might make a difference.
Thank you, appreciate that. I will say that a few years back, before COVID, we did change out virtually all the street lights to the brighter LEDs, and so that had some marginal benefit. People like that. So if any of them are obviously burnt out or blocked by trees, obviously let the city know and we'll fix that. But you're right, having spaces there.
38 women in broad daylight, and they are organizing.
By all means, you should have a chance to come up and talk, but people can't hear you right now. So other ideas, community spaces, crime prevention through environmental design is a whole thing that we've done on a commercial level from time to time. always open to that, so thank you for that. Go ahead.
Well, thanks for your time. My name is Bert Wunk. I imported my accent from Germany. I moved to Oakland in February, splitting my time between Chicago and Oakland. Chicago is actually safe. I was just assaulted at gunpoint and robbed just about a week ago. I'm the CEO and the founder of a clean tech energy company. My goal is to raise my team here. Raising $50 million, that means $5 million in payroll spent in Oakland. That's $1 million in your bank account here in Oakland in Texas. Well, my board just says, get the, excuse my German, fuck out of there. So, we need to act. I know there's policy issues that are long term. Policy, look at Morocco. You want to steal Morocco? Your hand is gone. The measures here are inadequate. Totally, that policy has to change. You can't do this overnight. Why is Singapore a great place? Well, look at enforcement. So, simple things on the budget. What I'm looking at right now is actually just joining a Krav Maga. If anyone wants to join Krav Maga for self-defense, it's a very low fee. People should be actually incentivized to do that. Secondly, a lot of people get scared of the app called Citizens. It's too much shit going on there, excuse my German again. But it's $20 and it really helps to avoid the air you really shouldn't be in that moment. And help the law enforcement to see what's going on around it. It's a really good app. $20, where's the budget for that? It's immediate, it's instant.
Yes.
I'm encouraging you to change policy, to look at short-term resourcing of helping citizens so we can help ourselves.
kidding, but-
Because I'm not waiting 6 years. I want to hear really fast, because my board of directors said, Bert, you have to grow a company. I can't do this in this environment. Sorry, I can't hire anyone that says, hey, welcome to Oakland. It's great, you just get killed. I can do that. Glad to talk offline and be actively involved. Thank you.
First and foremost, I wanted to say thank you guys for coming out here and putting this on for us. You're going to hear a lot. My name is Adam, and I'm a local small business owner that's lived in the greater Oakland area for the last 13 years. My business partner and I are both self-made hundredaires, as I like to call ourselves. We're people that worked through the service industry our entire life. We own a small pizza spot in your district, Dan, called Arthur Mack's Tap and Snack. For any of you guys that have supported us throughout the pandemic and everything else, we are so honored to be here today and represent this community. And we still do free pizza Sundays, so if you guys know anyone that's food insecure, I'm not kidding, every Sunday we give away food to anyone that wants it. If you know anyone in your community that's food insecure, please send them to us. We will happily feed them. We've now given away over 15,000 meals to people in need since the pandemic. So we're trying to do our part. But I gotta be honest, my staff has been held up at gunpoint 4 times in 6 years. The last time that my staff got held up at gunpoint, Oakland native, military veteran, black